Oh, son of a gun. You thought I was going to say son of a bitch, didn't you?
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Taco Tuesday podcast. This is Brandon.
And this is Jake.
And Trish.
And my beautiful wife is joining us, talking about Hump Pillows. Sorry about that. We are not sponsored by Hump Pillow, if that's currently going through your mind. No, we're here on this dreary Thursday night. I never thought it was going to stop raining, but it did, finally. But yeah, here we are. Yeah. We're making it happen. We're dry.
Yeah, we decided to podcast inside for the first time ever in our podcasting career, so we're good.
We were unable to find a tent for the driveway we normally cast in.
Right. We usually sit Indian. Is that offensive to sit Indian style? What do we call it now?
Crisscross applesauce, I think was
crisscross
what I heard
applesauce?
it as.
So normally we sit crisscross applesauce in Brandon's driveway.
It sounds
we
more
play
adult.
with ants.
Sounds more adult to say Indian style.
Yeah, but that's offensive, so we've decided it's crisscross applesauce.
But is it offensive?
Yeah, but so the Redskins, that's an adult game. That's a team of an adult game that's played, and that's offensive.
Super offensive.
Okay.
Hey, we're getting political right from the start, guys.
Yeah.
It only goes downhill from here, just like the Trump presidency. Downhill every day.
Well, then is doggy style offensive to dogs?
Dogs can't be offended. They're happy all the time, no matter what.
I feel like you're assuming.
I feel like it's an ode to dogs.
Right?
Paying tribute while you're getting down.
Hey, buddy.
Do you think
I
about
liked
them
what
every
you were
time you
doing.
do it?
Oh, God.
No.
No?
And that's where it becomes offensive.
That's where it's offensive, right?
Doggy style. What are you thinking about? Beethoven Part 2.
Oh, Jesus. And that's where all the puppies came from.
Oh, you're making it weird.
Yeah, because that was the moment it turned weird.
Yeah, right. I feel like anytime you're in the doggy style position, things have already gotten weird.
If that's what's weird, then...
Or enjoyable.
Right.
Hello.
If that's as far as it goes to be weird, then the rest of the world is like, wow, you guys are pretty vanilla.
Right. Yeah,
We are white.
Mayonnaise is shit. Yeah, Beethoven 2. Speaking of sequels or reboots, Roseanne, they just came through and said that after Roseanne's offensive tweet, that they're going to follow through and actually make a spin-off to where it's no longer with Roseanne, it's just going to be the Connors.
Oh.
Yeah.
You misspoke a little bit, though, there.
How that is.
It wasn't Roseanne's offensive tweet. It was Roseanne offensive tweets. Many.
Yeah. Well, there was one in particular.
Yeah, there was one that sparked the whole process, followed by an apology and blaming Ambien, followed by then saying, well, it's too late, and a big dose of fuck it all, and then tweeting all of that same crap and more. So.
Yeah, but since all that went down, like she's met up with ABC execs, and they actually came to an agreement where moving forward with the current state of things, with the current state of the show, she looks to make no more money going forward with these characters of the Roseanne show, unless, say, after the Connors, another spin-off were talked about with the characters from the show.
So she's still going to be in the show?
No.
No, she'll just get paid from it.
No. She's out now. Like the best way I've come to understand it is that from now until the time that they come up with another spin-up show after the Connors of any of the characters from the show, she makes no more money from this setup.
We'll see.
Yeah. But I think that's what they're doing.
Horrible people always find a way of making out good.
Yeah, I think this is her way of, or this is ABC's way, I guess, of kind of rectifying their side of the situation and saying, please watch the show going forward. Roseanne will make no more money
Right.
You know, from this, all you have to do is watch and basically support Lori and John Goodman and all the other actors that are part of the show. Roseanne, I guess, put out a statement saying that.
I know that I kind of thought that she was like it was like a sympathy like tweet or something like, oh, you know, I'm sorry for all the cast members whose careers I've affected, you know, and like, you know, don't let my mistake, you know, affect them or something like that. Which, you know, I mean, maybe is noble, I guess, but.
Yeah, she also said those fuckers threw me under the bus, so I don't
you?
know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean.
Well,
I don't know that she's okay anymore. Those were air quotes to make that okay pretty important.
Yeah, now it comes off as a whole lot of like trying to rectify the situation after it's already been burnt down to the ground.
Yeah.
What I want to. When
burnt
did she
down the
become
house,
that person? Like, I don't feel like she was ever like that kind of hateful, kind of somewhat racist, like kind of offshoot conservative personality. I thought she was always kind of middle of the road, you know.
Yeah.
At times liberal leaning, at times conservative leaning, but like for the most part, pretty like
bland.
Yeah.
But in a good way.
Well, on the show originally back in the 90s, she was very much like working class mom, you know, trying to pump that character, but since has, I guess,
lost
come
her
out.
Goddamn mind.
has come out and kind of full-fledged jumped on the Trump bandwagon and
yeah, it's so weird, man.
It's definitely weird to see the contrast from the early goings of the show to the person she's become in real life now.
Yeah.
But I am happy to see, because with the reboot of the Roseanne show, like they brought on kids to play, like
her
kids, like her grandkids and stuff like that. And after Roseanne put out the most recent barrage of hateful tweets, like even the kids have made comments. Like as soon as I saw what she wrote, I called my agent to try and get off the show.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I
like
think
producers like Wanda Sykes and that kind of thing.
Wanda Sykes bailed right out the gate.
Yeah, she's like, what now? I'm out.
I'll be honest, I didn't bother watching the reboot.
I would have liked to, I didn't find the time.
But I think it's like DJ had a mixed kid. Like, I think he was divorced or something. Anyway, his daughter was on the show was like half black, half white, and she was one of the first people that was like, deuces. And that was like right before ABC's like, nah, we're good. We cool.
Yeah, so it's kind of, it went from everybody jumping ship to now it seems like Roseanne's kind of doing the not necessarily noble, but the only justifiable thing she's done in a while of letting everybody kind of make their money from the show that they should have been making before she said this stupid shit. And now she's stepping aside and letting them make their money and not getting in the way anymore. So it's kind of... I'm interested to see the direction of the show moving forward, where it's just the Connors. I heard a fun fan theory that they should keep John Goodman and all the kids and Roseanne's sister on and all that stuff, and then bring in Jeff Bridges as like a long lost uncle, whatever, to where it would be John Goodman and Jeff Bridges again, like they were in Big Lebowski, and just kind of have a continuation of that. I thought that would be funny to see. Even if they have him on as a cameo, I'd probably
just one time. That'd be fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
I just wonder if it's going to survive on its own. That's the problem with spinoffs, is rarely to never. Once something happens to one of the main characters, even if it's like in something like this, rarely does the show survive well.
Yeah.
I think one of the few things, like one of the few instances I can ever remember of like a very main character ever having to be replaced was the Charlie Sheen fiasco, where they brought in Ashton Kutcher for whatever reason to keep that piece of crap rolling
Yeah,
for 2.5 Men. Because
and I remember hearing something about like the kid on 2.5 Men even made an exit for a little while.
yeah, well, he also went on to like Twitter or Facebook or whatever at the time and pretty much said my show's a piece of shit.
Right.
And everybody's like, that's your paycheck. He's like, oh, that's right. It's a well-formed piece of shit.
It's a very sturdy piece of shit.
We worked really hard on that.
Yeah.
There's some corn in there.
Yeah. An interesting video I saw recently. I don't know how hip you are to the trades, but Pete Davidson from SNL and Ariana Grande got engaged. After,
Who did?
Pete Davidson from SNL. He's
and
like
Ariana Grande got engaged?
Yeah, they were.
She was just dating
Mac Miller?
for like a year or something.
Yeah.
Apparently he was a horrible boyfriend.
Really?
According to, I don't know, whatever.
Sources.
Right. According to the story that came up in my Google newsfeed until I told it I was not interested in Ariana Grande or her life.
Well, and that's the thing. I'm not the biggest Ariana Grande fan. Like I don't dislike her. I just not all that interested. Not really in my wheelhouse. But I'm a big fan of Pete Davidson. Like I've always been.
I don't know him that well.
I don't even know him at all.
Well,
he's Saturday Night Live, right?
I believe I've said that a couple times.
I don't think I've seen a full episode of Saturday Night Live since like the 90s.
You said it a couple times just now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
You with us, baby?
Nope.
You can tell me and Jake are super invested in
Right.
this.
Right. Well, here's the thing. Pete Davidson is like one of the. I think he's like one of the 4 youngest people to ever be on SNL. Like he was brought in when he was like 18 or 19, and started off as a young comic in New York.
Yeah.
His big backstory is the fact that his mom has been raising him as a single mother since his dad actually passed away during 9/11. He was a firefighter.
No, yeah, I remember
Really?
that.
Yeah, he was a firefighter
Yeah, true story.
and died in one of the towers. And one of the morbidly funny parts of that is the fact that one of the actors from the show The League, one of the lead actors, I believe the name's Steve Renazzisi or something like that. Yeah, he came out.
The Renazzisi effect.
Yeah. He came out and told a story about how he was actually at the World Trade Center the day that they got hit.
Yep.
Oh yeah,
And, like,
I remember that.
So he
told
it was like a joke, right? And then he just felt like he had to go on with the lie. Like instead of just saying, "Oh no, that was just a joke."
Yeah.
Like he's like, "Yeah, no, I was really in there." And then it came out that he was nowhere near there. And
Yeah. And yeah, it turns out he was nowhere in the area, but kept the story going.
yeah,
And then when he got found out,
so
like
weird.
everything kind of fell in on him. And on Twitter, Pete Davidson said something to the effect of, "Don't worry, man. I'm gonna go meet up with my dad later. He's a huge fan of yours." And Steve was like, "Thanks, man. I really appreciate that." Not reading between the lines, like, "Oh, I'm being trolled."
Right.
But, I always thought that was
because my dad's dead. Get it?
oh, Jesus. But yeah,
Way to go, Pete.
Right. He kind of like.
Taking that tragedy and turning it into a positive.
Well, and that's the thing. Like he's Pete Davidson has done a couple of specials to where he's brought that up again. Not Renazzisi, but his deceased dad, and brought that up and has been kind of relaxed about it. Like he's like, this is part of my story. Everybody still kind of loses their shit about it, but. This is my life. This is how it is. And
Do you know how old he was when his dad died? Because he's young. He's like his early 20s, maybe.
Yeah, he's still early 20s. I want to say.
So he must have been like a baby, really.
Because that was 17 years ago.
Yeah, I want to say I think he was born like late 90s. So he may have only been like 6 or 7
if that.
when his dad passed away.
Yeah.
So he